Hello, it's me again. I I'm sorry for being gone as long as I have been, but I have reasons. I have a lot that I want to talk about in this video, and there's a lot I want to go over with you guys. So first things first, I have like this little checklist with me of stuff I want to talk about just to keep all my ducks in an order. So why I've been gone. I I used to make Dark Souls 3 videos. I had made about, like 6 or 7. And I was really enjoying that. I was having a lot of fun with it, and there was a lot more that I had planned to do because I really enjoyed the game. But the issue was that my capture card broke. It would only record about half a second before it would stop recording, and there was no way for me to fix this. Um, so I was super bummed out about that, and capture cards are expensive. I had to spend my money elsewhere. I had to do other things, and I just didn't want to spend the money for a better capture card. So that's why I never continued making videos. It really sucked too, because even to this day I love Dark Souls 3. And it's kind of crazy thinking that it was almost 2 years ago that I released my last video on Dark Souls. I guess it's closer to a year and a half, but it's still been a very long time, and it bums me out, but it hasn't felt that long for me, honestly. It feels like it's only been like 4 months. So the Japanese project videos that I have uploaded over that span of time, one being very recent, let me just explain that real quick. So I, throughout junior and senior year, took Japanese as my foreign language, because I just found the way that they teach their language a lot more interesting and fun than that of Spanish. I had taken Spanish for a very long time because that's the majority of what American schools offer. It's almost a standard. If I'm not mistaken, it is a standard. So that's what I had taken. And at the end of every single year, you do a Japanese video project. And she wanted us to specifically upload it to YouTube and then send it to her. I don't know if that was because she just wanted to make it a little bit easier in terms of getting the video. It would be the same place every time for every video. But that's why I uploaded those videos, was for the project. And yeah, if you guys probably don't understand a single thing that's being said in those, and that's perfectly fine. Let me guys know what you think, but I'm thinking about just moving them to another channel, then linking that in the description of a video, because that isn't really reflective of what I want to do with my current channel. So yeah, with that out of the way, another thing is that I was, and I still am, both in school and work at the same time. But I just graduated senior year about 3 days ago as of when I'm recording this. I am super glad. I'm really happy. I will be moving on to the next stage of life once I'm able to go to college. But I hurt my back at work couple months ago. I've still been out of work from that, but I think I'll be going back maybe within the next month. So yeah, currently I have a nice amount of free time on my hand, whereas earlier when I stopped making videos or would not upload for like a month, that was the reason why, is because especially in junior year, like junior year is brutal, especially out here in Northern California where all the schools are ridiculously competitive. So that's another aspect as to why I haven't uploaded in so long. Just, something. So yeah. Another thing is that I wanted to talk about Dark Souls a little bit. So when I left off, the majority of my channel was Dark Souls videos. Dark Souls 3 Invasion videos in particular. And for how much I would love to return to that form of content, I don't think I'll be able to. And the reason why is because I played Dark Souls 3 on Xbox One. And Xbox One does not have hardly the community that PC or PS4 does when it comes to the size of the community. There are very few people, and well, actually, this will lead me into my next point, so just hold that tack in right there. But essentially, since it's been a year and a half since my last video, the Dark Souls 3 fan base, especially on Xbox, has only gotten smaller and smaller, and I really feel like I would be limiting myself if I were to try and just make Dark Souls 3 content, because there's that few people playing, at least on Xbox. But I was really, really excited for the Dark Souls remaster when that came out, but even though the game is kind of shit, not gonna lie, I still absolutely loved Dark Souls 1, and I really wanted to make Dark Souls Remastered content. It was almost what got me to get another capture card, but little did I know that the game would lose more than almost all of its fan base overnight, because of all the negativity around the game. I'm personally convinced that the game wouldn't have died off as quick as it did if it weren't for vocal people in the community like Inferno Plus. No hate to him, his content's really good, but I think that the game died off way faster than it would have otherwise. But yeah, the Dark Souls trilogy, Dark Souls 3, Invasions are all some of my absolute favorite and most treasured memories, and I hate it that I won't be able to do that. Maybe one of you guys will know if the PC community is still strong and thriving. In that case, I might come back to it. And like I said, that leads into my next point. As a graduation gift, I received a gaming laptop, which I am super happy about. I've been able to get all the stuff to be able to upload videos, and I have also been able to download some of my favorite games. So if any of you guys are interested in me playing Dark Souls 3 again, and if there's a large enough community that doesn't look like it's going to snuff out anytime soon, I might return to it. But I want to go into other games that I'm interested in. So, as of right now, without another Invasion Dark Souls-esque game out that I'm interested in, there are three big names that come to mind. So the least likely that I'll make videos on is Counter-Strike. I used to really, really love Counter-Strike, but I was stuck in Silver Hell no matter how hard I tried to get out, and I'm not that entertaining to watch anyway. I would frequently get mad at Counter-Strike and stuff like that. I just don't think it'd make for good content. But I may do a video here and there. I don't know, but I don't think I will. The next one is something I'm super looking forward to, is Melee content, 20XX content. Melee is, if I was to be able to play a game for the rest of my life, that I would be able to play with other people, it would be Melee. Melee is just such a beautiful game, from its community to the game mechanics to just everything about it, and it is one of the only games that really holds true to it. What I loved about the Dark Souls community was that it didn't take giant branding to make it such a loved and beautiful game. It was just solely the will of the fans to come together and make something. And I love that feeling so much. It's why I loved Dark Souls, even once I had finished the storylines, was because Dark Souls never had some pro league or anything like that. It was never hyped up for its invasion system. That was all stuff that came as a not side effect, but as a side dish to what everybody was clamoring over. And that's what made it special when it came to everybody finding out their own niche little knowledge about the game and the amount of content that could be found there. So Melee holds true to that. I think Melee has a lot of promise to it. As of when I'm recording this, Smash and Splash just finished. Gommel was a fantastic tournament this year. Even though Ultimate came out, Smash has been looking super good. Melee's been looking super good, and I'm excited to do things with it. And this goes into the last game I want to make stuff on, and that's Rainbow Six Siege. So I've played it for the longest time on Xbox, but it's really not fun on Xbox because first-person shooters on Xbox are just kind of bad, if you ask me, outside of Halo. I feel like a lot of them have a better home on PC. And because I finally have a means of playing Rainbow Six Siege on a computer, I really want to make content around it. Rainbow Six Siege is kind of like the polar opposite of Melee, where Rainbow Six Siege had, they're similar and not similar at the same time. Rainbow Six Siege has a lot of people that make content around it, gets sponsored, it's a sponsored sort of thing. But the similarity between it and Melee is that both of them are games that were kept alive by their community. And I just feel like that makes it super special. There's a lot of content out there that's just like trolling montages and stuff like that, which I'm not in the least interested in. But I feel like this game does not get enough credit despite its glitches and Ubisoft not responding in a lot of cases favorably or in time. I still think at its core mechanics of what makes it special is just a fantastic game. And something I want to do for both Melee and Rainbow Six Siege is I care so much about both of them that I would love to, despite not being particularly fantastic at either one of them currently, I would love to make a series that's devoted to me, a lower ranked player, being able to climb the ranks and relay in my videos either questions or answers to problems I come across when I play the games. So if, for example, I played a ranked match in Rainbow Six Siege, and there's a particular moment where I just mess something up, I can find my own solution, I can talk to people and see what they would have done differently, and you guys can talk about what you would have done differently in the comments. I love watching longer content videos where it's somebody doing a ranked match in like Diamond or Plat. For example, Varsity Gaming is somebody that I really enjoy watching. His Road to Diamond or his Copper to Diamond series is extremely enjoyable for me to watch. But considering that I'm not near that level, but I would like to be, I think it would be a really cool, not necessarily original. I'm pretty sure everybody's probably thought of this at some point, but something that's just not done that much of somebody like me who, if the ranking system in Rainbow Six Siege worked better, somebody that's more maybe like a silver level, understands the game and, doesn't really currently have all the information needed, but I feel like I could go really far with that. And I feel like a lot of people don't do it because they don't want to like publicly embarrass themselves, in quotation, because showing themselves sucking is not fun because you're going to get made fun of. But my love for Melee and Rainbow Six Siege are greater than, I hope, greater than people who would just be mean about me not being that fantastic. So yeah, that's about it. There's a lot I went over in this video that I would like to flesh out more in other videos. I can't promise that I will be uploading consistently because I'm not, at least for the foreseeable future, going to ever consider YouTube as a job, because I do YouTube because I find it really fun to edit videos and make something as a video. I don't do it because I want to make money off of it. And considering that YouTube seems to eat itself out from the content creators all the way up, if you get what I'm saying, it's just not interesting to me. Content creators on this website are just honestly abused in a lot of ways, just because YouTube has no form of competition. So yeah, I'll be uploading more. I'm going to upload when I can, when I feel like it. And yeah, I know that a channel like this doesn't get the most traction in the world, but at least know that it's coming from a place of love. The YouTube is not my goal in life. It's so fun making videos. And yeah, so at least for now, I'll be making videos, maybe a couple a week, maybe sometimes I'll go a whole week or two without making them. Just know that I still love what I do, and I hope to keep it that way as long as possible. Alright, well, if you've made it this far, for one, thank you, and expect there to be more about what I've gone over today in more detail, and I hope you're entertained enough to stick around, and you all have a nice day. Thank you. Bye.